Good morning, this is Jack from Charlton Markets, and this is the Bigger Picture webinar for the morning of Wednesday, the 1st of April. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts, and I'm not here to issue trading signals. This is a video for paying subscribers at CTM The Bigger Picture.substack.com. It's published on YouTube after the delay of a week. All right, yesterday we saw a strong rally on news that I don't know whether this is real news, but Trump is talking about basically ending the Iran conflict within a couple of weeks, not bothering to fix the Strait of Hormuz. Obviously, that would be everyone else's responsibility after the US has done the easy part. That was a quote. And that actually is pushing up the market. And I'm doubtful about it. I think this might actually just be a ruse to try and suggest to the Iranians that the Americans aren't going to be doing a ground operation. But to be honest, I think it would actually be the sensible thing to do. I think it would be a major humiliation for the US government and for Trump himself. I think it would leave the Middle East in a complete mess. But I think it's probably the best of the bad options on the table at the moment. What I'm doubtful about is whether Trump's prepared to take that kind of humiliation. I'm not sure he is. So we will see how it goes. But for now, we've got a rally. We had a little double bottom on ES. It has made target. The one on NQ has also made target. We've got a tiny bit of negative divergence here. It's not a lot. RTY is moving towards the target, but it's a larger double bottom and it hasn't made the target yet in terms of YM. We've got a larger double bottom here, which has potential, but hasn't actually broken up yet. DAX looks like a bear flag forming. ESTX looks like a bear flag forming. Nikkei could read that as a double bottom, but actually that kind of looks like a bear flag forming as well. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. And all right, looking at SPX, I've drawn in all the new monthly pivots are on these, by the way. So you can just pause those and take the ones you got, or I'll be sending them out with the video today. So, all right, we don't have any positive divergence on the daily chart today. The obvious resistance is, and it is very, very obvious resistance, is at the daily middle band, currently at 66.34, and the 200 DMA currently at 66.38. That is where resistance is. Now, a sustained break over that would basically end the downtrend and would set up a possible retest of the high. I'm doubtful about that happening. But, we've been seeing a major supply shock in the world economy that is likely to be playing out for several months to a year. We're probably not going to see oil prices coming down below 90 in the next 6 months. And that's when the Strait of Hormuz has been cleared, which obviously Trump is talking about basically pulling out without freeing up the Strait of Hormuz, which would be a forbiddingly difficult thing to do. So we'll see how it goes. No positive divergence here on SPX. Nothing on Qs either, but we do have daily RSI 5 buy signals fixed on both Dia and IWM, which haven't made target yet. Hourly charts, we've got some positive divergence here, but that's obviously going to make target first. We've got one here on the SPX hourly chart. We've got one here on the Qs hourly chart, I think. No, that's already made target on the RSI 5. So in terms of targets for Qs, we've got the obvious resistance is, again, the crossing 200 DMA and daily middle band at about the 592 area. So we shall see how that goes. On Dia, Dia is closer to the daily middle band and is now testing the 200 DMA. It's mainly SPX and the Qs I'm watching here. This could break above the daily middle band, and actually, if we get back to still on an hourly buy signal here on Dia, of course. If we have a look at the IWM chart, that's already testing the daily middle band. And we do have a potential double bottom here that could take us a lot higher if it breaks up. We will see. Not looking at the 200 DMA here because actually here we never actually broke below the 200 DMA in a particularly significant way. In terms of the hourly charts, no divergence. In terms of the DAX daily chart, decent little rally here, kind of looks like a bear flag or a triangle forming. Nikkei, this is actually another pretty nice looking double bottom, which could break up with a target, which would get us most of the way back up to the high. On IWM, That's the double bottom there too, and it's actually pretty nice. We shall see. All right, great. Let's have a look at DX. DX, we've got a possible double top here, and I'm wondering about a pullback in sympathy with equities going up. I'm thinking the equities rally, by the way, has a pretty good chance of lasting the rest of this week. I'm doubtful about it extending into next week, but if there's actual genuinely good news, maybe. Looking at the other currencies, we have UUSD didn't make the flag target, could be forming a larger bear flag. GBP USD did make the target, and 60-minute buy signal is making target at the moment. On USD JPY, we've got a 60-minute buy signal fixed, possible overall double top here. USD CAD, possible head and shoulders forming, but it's not particularly high quality. 60-minute sell signals reach the possible near miss target. Australian dollar, we've got a big head and shoulders, which is broken down with a target in the 0.663 area. Could see a rejection here, but I'm still leaning towards the upside on the dollar. And NZ, we had a little double bottom here that's broken up and it's coming back to the monthly pivot area. 60-minute buy signal has reached the possible near miss target. All right, let's have a look at those on the bigger picture charts. Okay. All right, US dollar. Now, we've got a possible weak RSI 14 sell signal brewing here. It is very weak, but we've also got an RSI 5 sell signal fixed, and that hasn't reached the possible near miss target yet. Nice looking double top. We've broken down below rising support. So we have an opportunity to turn around here. What I would say is, this is just pointing out the chart I posted the other day. On the US dollar chart, was that it was the dollar uptrend that lasted the longest after the crisis was subsiding in Ukraine in 2022, and I'm thinking that may well be the case here. Obviously, the bull flag on the US dollar is looking pretty nice, and we've got a double bottom which is breaking up, so that's all looking pretty good. We've got a big supporting bear flag on UUSD. Here we've got a big supporting bear flag on GBP USD here. These are nice, and nice looking double tops on short term on those too. USD JPY, I'd still love to see 162. That could be a potential point of reversal, making a small level top. USD CAD, I'm thinking we may well go back up to the top of the range at the 1.48 area. Australian dollar, not really seeing an awful lot on the on the Australian dollar here. Not really much to say on a pattern point of view. NZUSD, we've got this big triangle here which has been forming since 2020, and watching to see which way this goes. But if dollar's going to see a big spike up here, chances are this is going to break down. All right, let's have a look at bonds. Now, ZB, we've got a nice looking little level bottom here, which is broken up with the target in the 115.26 area. Looking at the bigger picture, I'm quite liking this to make target short term. We have got a 60-minute sell signal, which is fixed. Looking at ZN, little double bottom, not as nice here, breaking up, leaning towards higher. 60-minute buy signal has reached the possible near miss target. All right, let's have a look at those on the bigger picture. And TYX, RSI 5 sell signal fixed on the daily. TNX, we've now got an RSI 5 sell signal fixed on the daily and a weak RSI 14 sell signal fixed as well. TLT, we've got an RSI 5 buy signal fixed on the daily. This is all supporting a significant rally in bonds, and none of these are even close to the target. So I am thinking we could see a big rally on bonds over the next couple of days. We will see how far that gets. Bigger picture, I'm still liking the downside on bonds, but these are all things which we should be taking notice of. All right, let's have a look at oils. Right, on Brent, we've almost gone back up and retested this high here. I'm thinking that probably won't happen this morning. This has been coming a little bit off the highs. We had a 60-minute sell signal on CL, which made target. We had a 60-minute sell signal on HO, which has made target. We had sell signal on RBOB, which has made target. We could see further reversal down from here, but the stratiform is still closed. So really, as long as that remains the case, and currently there appear to be no significant plans to stop that being the case, then oil prices are going to have a serious bid underneath them and may well be going an awful lot higher. Cash on the nail for Oil in the Gulf is apparently at about 140 to 160 here, and the futures are a long way below that. So chances are, unless something changes in the Strait of Hormuz, they're going to catch up. NG, still not seeing any impact really from oil here. Still leaning towards seeing a retest of this low, which we have reached. Yes. Could this be a potential double bottom? Yes. Do I think it is? Not no sign of that being the case so far. All right, let's have a look at that on the bigger picture charts and on Brent. We've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed after retests after successive higher highs here. I'm not taking those particularly seriously. I think this is really all about the Strait of Hormuz. In the event that the Strait of Hormuz isn't cleared, I don't think we have any chance of making target. Looking at heating oil, we've got sell signal 2. I think we've got one on gas oil. Yes, we do. And a weak RSI 14 sell signal. So that's quite a lot of sell signals. But in the absence of free trade through the free access through the Strait of Hormuz, it's very hard to see these making targets. We don't have one on WTIC because, of course, we've never gone back up and retested this high, so we've not set up any negative divergence. This actually reached the high from, we had this spike up into the 119.48 area, and the high from that, the low after that, was reached yesterday. And I'm thinking we're seeing a bit of a pullback on oil so far today, but I'm thinking chances are we're going to be heading up towards that in the near future unless something changes in the Strait of Hormuz. In terms of natural gas, we've seen pretty much no reaction in March. This was March. And have a look at the previous couple of months, and you can see what I'm saying here. We saw less activity than I think we normally would have done in natural gas in March. So I don't think this is having any real reaction. We do have a restriction in the compressed natural gas, liquefied natural gas markets, but that doesn't appear to be the market we're looking at here on natural gas. As I said fairly near the beginning, normally natural gas goes through pipes, isn't compressed, and doesn't come from Qatar. So we shall see. All right, great. Let's have a look at precious metals. Now, precious metals, I've drawn in this IHS, which has broken up. That's broken up with a target in the 51.11 area. We do have a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing. SI, don't have a sell signal brewing here. Kind of looks like a bear flag. Palladium kind of looks like a bear flag. Little bit of no negative divergence at the moment. Platinum, we've got a weak 6-minute sell signal fixed. All of these look like flags, including HG, which has a 60-minute sell signal on this fix. So I'm thinking we may well be seeing a bit of a pullback soon. Let's have a look at that on the bigger picture. On gold, we've got this lovely bull flag channel, and it's a beach, and we're back halfway up to resistance. I'm thinking this may, I was saying from when we made the high that I didn't think the bull market was over, and I thought this is a bull flag forming. This is a beautiful bull flag that has formed. I'm leaning towards it breaking up. I'm thinking we might see a bit of a pullback on the way, but I'm leaning towards this breaking up in the not too distant future and doing a retest of the all-time high at 5608. Looking at silver, decent looking flag there too, and that is starting to break up. And so we've broken up over declining resistance, and I think this is a flag breaking up towards this high here at 121.64. Looking at palladium, leaning towards a flag, haven't drawn a pattern on it, and platinum kind of looks like a flag, haven't drawn a pattern on it, but these do look like flags. In terms of copper, I don't think this is a bull flag forming. A bear flag. Bull flag forming. This could be a short-term bear flag. No current divergence. The RSI 14 sell signal on the daily has made the possible no miss target. Looking at GDX, we've obviously got a double top here, which I was talking about very possibly failing into the highs, and we've got the same on GDXJ. No divergence on either of those at the moment. Not an awful lot to see on the hourly charts either, so we will see how it goes. But if gold goes back to the highs, I'd be expecting GDX and GDXJ to do okay as well. All right, let's have a look at the other commodities, and on KC. KC, we've got what looks like an overall bear flag forming. Sugar, possible double top here trying to break down. It's not a very nice looking double top. and the sell signal has already made target. On CC, this looks like a big bear flag forming. This would be A, B, and I'm looking for C, maybe up into the 3750 area. Looking at CT, we've got a very nice move up. We have a sell signal that's actually made the target now. I'm thinking we could at any point see finish this retracement and start going higher again. Lumber, this is looking as though it's going to come back and retest the high. That could be the second high of a somewhat oversized double top. ZW looks like a bullish consolidation. On corn, that looks like a bullish consolidation. On soy, this looks like and IHS forming on the bigger picture. IHS right shoulder, so a bit more of a retracement. This looks like a bear flag setting up a retest this low, and that could give us the IHS bear flag, which would give us a decent reversal pattern, bullish reversal pattern on soy. ZL kind of looks like it's going to retest this high next because it's closed. On live cattle, possible level top here, but I think we are probably just resuming the uptrend. And lean hogs, we've got a nice looking flag here, A, B, C, and at this point, I'm leaning towards it, retesting the low, setting up a double bottom and breaking up, or just breaking up. So we shall see. All right, great. Let's have a look at these on the bigger picture. And on coffee, we've got, we've seen a nice little rally here. We've got an IHS which is broken up with a target in the 3.3 area, and we haven't invalidated the inverted head and shoulders. So my lean is we're probably going to go up and make that target. Nothing to say on the bigger picture charts. Sugar, obviously, and we've now got an RSI 5 buy signal, which is fixed on the hourly chart, which is a decent bullish signal, and these kind of signals play out quite a lot. I've only got 4 on this chart, but they all played out. So although I'm wondering whether I missed one here. Yeah, I did, I think. That's unusual. Let's have a quick look. All right, didn't miss one there. I did miss one here. That was a lower low. All right. Sorry, in which case we've got 5 of these signals here, and they all made target. So I'm thinking we may well see a decent rally on sugar here. Sorry, I'm just adding in the other one that I'd previously missed. Okay, so watching to see on that. Well, what are we looking at in terms of a rally here? Well, we're pretty close to breaking over this declining resistance, and I'm wondering about a possible IHS forming, which would involve probably going a little higher, then pulling back, and then higher again. We shall see. In the short term, we've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed and an RSI 5 sell signal fixed. Could we be forming an IHS right shoulder here? Possibly. Not a decent looking one though, so we may just be looking at a retracement. Looking at cocoa, we've got nothing to really say on the bigger picture chart. On the daily chart, we've got a weak RSI 14 buy signal fix, and we've been seeing a weak rally. This kind of looks like a bear flag forming, as I was saying. On cotton, the weak RSI 14 buy signal is reaching the possible near miss target. We do have a big double bottom here. I'll be planning to write a post about that today, and the one on wheat and the one on corn. And this has been getting towards the double bottom resistance, and I'm thinking we may break up and make target. Bigger picture, that's not too dramatic. We've come down from 158, and we'd be talking about a rally getting us back to 90, which is not even the 38.2% retracement of this move. In terms of the daily chart, we've got a possible sell signals brewing here. In terms of lumber, bigger picture, this is a very bearish setup. Smaller picture, we've not been making any progress making the targets, but sooner or later the double top which is broken down here and this bear flag should deliver a retest of this low here at 352.50. On the daily chart, nothing to see. On wheat, we are setting up some negative divergence here. We've actually got a possible weekly RSI 5 sell signal brewing here and a weekly RSI 14 sell signal brewing here. I'll mark those in later, but they're there. In terms of the daily chart, we've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed and an RSI 5 sell signal fixed, and neither of those has made the possible near miss target. So I am wondering about some retracement here. On corn, This is the nice looking double top on corn. This is the nice looking double bottom on both, double bottom on wheat. The wheat one is starting to break up here, although I haven't marked it in on the bigger picture, but this would be breaking up with a target at about the 740 to 45 area. Looking at the corn chart, we have an RSI 14 sell signal fixed and an RSI 5 sell signal, which is now reaching the possible near miss target. Looking at soybeans, I'm wondering about an IHS here, and this could be a decent IHS. Ideally goes a bit lower, lasts a bit longer, and then goes up. So I'm liking the setup on the hourly chart for that. We shall see. All right, great. Let's have a look at crypto. So let's have a quick look there. And in terms of crypto charts, we've not really seen any change there. I'm still thinking that we're going to be seeing a retest of lows soon. We are still back below. We're basically testing the 50 DMA as we were yesterday, and we're currently below the daily middle band. In terms of the flag, it's nice. It's starting to break down, and it's got a target at 60.1K. We may rally in sympathy with equities this week, but that's where I'm expecting it to see really within the next 2 or 3 weeks. In terms of the Bitcoin 15-minute chart, you can see we've seen a slight break over this declining resistance, but overall, I really like the flag. I like the breakdown. We might be seeing a rally here, but we've got unfinished business to the downside. Looking at Solana, we are still below the 50 DMA, and we are still below the daily middle band. We could see a rally back to test those as resistance, but again, we got a nice looking flag that has broken down, and that's got a target at 67.65, and I'm expecting that target to be reached. Looking at Ethereum, we're a little stronger here. We're over the 50 DMA at 2041 because we're at 2135, and we are testing the daily middle band, which is at 2121. Could see a bit of a rally here again. Overall, this isn't a great bear flag, but it still looks like a bear flag. And sooner or later, that should deliver a retest of this low here at 1747. So we shall see. All right, great. In that case, that is cryptos. I think that's a wrap. Everyone take care, and I'll catch you guys again on Sunday. Remember, on the email, I've got all the new monthly pivots for everything. So if you need to put the monthly pivots on your own charts, catch that. And it's all there for you. All right, great. Cheers. Catch you later.